I'm Natalie, welcome back to the ProFit Golf channel. So a common question that has occurred a few times recently is shoulder mobility and shoulder strengthening exercises, particularly for the backswing. So looking at this down the line position here, when we're at the top of the backswing, being able to hold this neat 90-degree angle as best you can, but having the strength to keep the club up here and feel like we don't collapse here with no width in the backswing, or we get to the top and the elbow starts poking out as we try and achieve a little bit more turn. So I've got one really easy exercise here that hits on a bit of mobility and a bit of strength. You don't need any equipment. Something basic at home like a water bottle will do the job. So let's have a look. So this exercise is called dumbbell 8s, mainly because there's 8 positions in it. Sounds complex, it's not, it's really simple. The aim of the game here is to maintain 90 degrees using the strength of our shoulders. So we're working within that range, creating some mobility, but we're also having to develop some strength to maintain the angles that we're looking for. So I'm going to start with 2 1K dumbbells, really light. You don't want to be going much heavier than 3K with this because it is a challenge. If you're at home, you don't have any weights, literally 2 small water bottles, 2 tins of soup, something like that, something you can just grab onto will do the job nicely. I'm going to have a seat on the bench. You can sit on a chair, anything you've got at home. So I'll start with my feet fairly close together. My arms are going to be by my sides. We'll run through all of the 8 positions here, and then I'll do another rep from the side so you can see the down the line angle. So sitting up fairly tall, but without being overextended. First move is literally weights level to shoulders. So straight in line with my shoulders, not in front of me, directly in line. Now from here, my shoulders stay still. My elbows and my forearms bend to make 90 degrees here. I'm going to hold this angle for a second so I'm not shrugged, staying exactly where I was. Now from here we rotate externally backwards so we create that 90-degree angle that we'd see down the line at the backswing. And I'm going to push straight up into a shoulder press, nearly meet in the middle. They don't have to touch, but you're extending the arms as much as you can overhead. So we're going to hold for a second, and then all we do is go exactly the way you came. So back down to 90, hold for a split second, roll forwards, again, hold for a split second. So we're holding 90 here. Extend the arms out, so we're in that lateral raise position, and then the arms come all the way down. Now, even after 1 rep, I can feel it's a bit of a challenge, this is why we don't want much in the way of weight. So if I run through the whole thing, we can see it as a full rep. So it's a raise, bend through the elbow and the forearm, make 90, hold your position, external rotation, hold that 90 degrees, shoulder press straight up and extend as best you can without changing posture, back down the way you came. So back down to 90 degrees, roll the elbows, the forearms forwards, arms all the way out into that lat raise, and then back down. So I've moved down the line so we can have a look at a slightly different angle. There are a few things we want to try and avoid with this exercise to make sure the technique is correct and that you're nailing the right positions. So if I spin round here to the edge of the bench, one of the first things people get wrong is this first part comes too far forwards. Once we've gone forwards, we're always slightly blocked out for the rest of the movements with the shoulder. So it's key that you get the weight here, so my fist coming level to the shoulder joint. So fist, elbow, shoulder should be one straight line. What we don't want is this coming forwards or this going too far back, because therefore the next piece of the movement will be much more difficult and you won't achieve the right range from it. So the first bit is to make sure we're totally level. The next bit is when we bend here from the elbow, we make 90, the shoulder or the upper arm doesn't move, it doesn't go with you. You're only creasing here from the elbow to give you that 90-degree angle. Same rules apply in the next part, that when you rotate back here, all we do is then rotate from the back of the shoulder blade and the shoulder joint. I'm not moving and dragging my arm back with me, and I'm not dipping the elbow up and pointing the shoulder down. So our first 3 moves should be simply straight, crease at the elbow, make 90 and hold it. The 90 is really important because A, that's the angle we're trying to work on and strengthen towards the backswing, but it holds the motion then for the rest of the exercise. So just looking at everything in smooth, nice and straight, crease at the elbow, make 90 and hold it, straight up for the shoulder press as best you can, maintain posture. So one of the things people get wrong as well is when they start to push forwards. So then we get the posture of the spine going forwards. And also if the weight is heavier, this is not ideal for the shoulder to be reaching a weight that's heavy this far away from the body. We want to be controlling it in a straight line coming upwards. So we're not leaning back through posture and we're not pressing forwards. So we'd be smooth from the bottom, crease, rotate, press, and then it's simply a case of hold your spine and your posture and go down the way you came. So here you're holding that 90 again. We're not losing it forwards and we're not rolling the elbow up. We literally roll these forearms down, extend the arms, and place the weights back down. And it's as simple as that. This is a tricky exercise. It's way harder than it looks. My shoulders are burning quite a bit, even just off 1 kilo here. So initially we'd be looking for something like 4 or 5 reps. With a bit of practice, you can build this up to maybe 6 to 8 reps. But again, you don't want to be too heavy with your weights. 3, 4 kilos maximum will be more than a challenge. So that was the dumbbell 8s, a shoulder exercise to help you start to create a bit more mobility to achieve that 90 degrees in the backswing, but also develop the strength around the shoulders and the shoulder blades to help you maintain that position, which is exactly what we saw in the introduction. So making sure we can try and get here and then hold it and nail it. And not just that, but having the strength to hold this angle as we come down in towards impact, still creating that rough 90 at this point, and then we would release and let the club go through. Much harder exercise than it looks. Give it a try. You only want a lightweight, as I mentioned in the explanation. Thanks again for joining me on this channel and watching this video. I hope this helps you with your golf game and develop some strength for the shoulders, really nailing that backswing. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share this channel with your golfing mates. And next week, as always, we'll be back with more golf fitness.